Hi there and welcome to my lovely desk of journals. I've got a really fun one for you today. I thought it would be fun to share with you 10 different journal ideas for trip/travel journals. They're the same thing basically, aren't they? Anything that involves a trip away. I've got 10 for you today. This is my lovely desk full of journals. I'm going to go through each one and hopefully give you some ideas, inspiration, motivation. Where do we even start? Which one do we start with? I will start with my first kind. So this one feels very special. It's one of my first travel journals. It's actually using a traveler's notebook. These notebooks you can buy as they are and then you just create in them. I also then bought a cover. You can buy these covers. I've got a few different types. You can get them in different colours, and like this one for example has 2 in them. This one for me though was a chunky journal, so I could only really squeeze the one, but there are strings in here for 2, as you can see. I love these because they've got pockets. This was for our California road trip, so in the side here I've put business cards. I've put the Ralph supermarket card in there. We've got parking receipt for where we parked in San Francisco. I've even put the AT&T card in there. I've got the premium suit luggage tag from Virgin, aerial tramway tickets from Palm Springs. I've got the room keys from Premier Inn. I've also got Palm Springs aerial tramway receipt there. So they're really fun to keep your bits and pieces. It's a really fun way to store things. Looking through as well makes me very happy. Let's just pop these bits back. This is going to be a very relaxed video. I've also got space here for a leaflet that's from Alcatraz, and on this side I've got Alcatraz tickets, cable car. What's in the back here? I've got, this was from San Francisco. I remember picking that up on our first night, a little hat. And then I picked up a Joshua Tree newspaper as well. Oh, and even Universal Park Map there. I'd forgotten all this was in the back here. How often do you look back through your old journals? For me, I don't think often enough. That was a nice surprise, that was. So it's an easy way if you want to start journaling. Your journal is already made and then you go through and create in them. Me, coming from scrapbooking, I was a 12 by 12 scrapbooker and then transitioned over to journaling very gradually. At this point I was still scrapbooking quite a bit as well. So this for me was a really nice way to start my journaling. I love to flip anyway, and I did used to do that quite a bit in my scrapbooking layouts, but it's hidden away a little bit. So I was really enjoying this new way of storytelling. So all of these journals are on my channel, so go and take a little nose, but it's really fun. The only thing is, which I found with doing traveler's notebooks, if you're somebody like me that likes all the flips, it soon bulks out. I have had it where the zips have actually come undone. Not the zips, the staples. So you can sew them, take the staples out and sew them, but I really recommend for a first journal, it's worth trying. I've had a lot of fun with this one, as you can see. And then the note covers are bought separately. Some of them do actually come with notebooks already, so have a look out for them. But they're a good buy. It protects them nicely and it keeps it all neat and tidy together. I've got a few of these set on the side of my desk and I think they look really lovely. Now, journal number 2. This was also made, I used to make this kind before I had moved over to journaling. Mini books. Anybody else heard of mini books? Anybody else love making mini books? they were my first kind of love of journaling, I guess. Again, being a 12 by 12 scrapbooker, it was fun sometimes to make a little project that was just made and done. Scrapbook albums can go on forever. Let's take it. They can go on for years. And are they ever finished? Maybe not. I don't know. But a journal for me could be done in an afternoon. So this was one I made. I wanted to show it you as an example. They're really, really fun to make. Again, I will leave the link to my journals below. This is using scrapbooking paper, so again you can see how it's an easy move from 12 by 12s over to journaling, and then you just create with your pages lots and lots of bits and pieces. Like I said, I love a flip, so this works really well for me. Not as in as much detail as you can see. I don't journal the same way in a mini book that I would in a journal. It's almost like, think of it like journaling in comparison to bullet points. This to me is the bullet point version of journaling. It's just the facts and figures with lovely photos. I always have fun with mini books. They're really good. I've got a little pocket there for park maps. Always handy to have park maps. More pockets, but you can see the journaling isn't in great detail, but it is a really, really nice way. There's a little envelope there for a receipt to keep all your little stories. I love this. I use my sprocket printer for this as well, and this is one that can come together in an afternoon. If you're making a gift, a travel journal gift, this is a really nice one to make for somebody. It's something you can easily do yourself. And if you don't have the photos, obviously if it's a gift, it could be you're doing it for a friend, so you won't necessarily have the photos. You can leave the little spaces easily for somebody else to add their photographs. So I really recommend doing this one. Pick yourself up a nice paper collection and just easily put it together. And I've tied it there, or put ribbon, not ribbon, fabric there ready to tie. So I really recommend giving a mini book a go. This is another version of mini books. This is from 2018. This was a stay in Disney's Wilderness Lodge. It was a 2-night stay, a very special stay. And again, I wanted it all kept together. This particular journal, I have actually used a paper bag as a cover. So this one is a paper bag book. Paper bags are the coolest thing to use to make a journal. They are so much fun. I've used a business card there on the back from, we stayed in, what do you call it? The lounge, I can't think what you call it, it will come to me later. But yeah, so I've used the paper bag as my cover there. You can see I've added leaflets and information that was in our room, so that's really fun. Clip them in. So yeah, so let's have a quick flip through this. And this one I have also used scrapbooking papers to go inside, and I've also kept it very, very basic. As you can see, that's something else that was left in the room, but again, something that's really fun that you can easily make for a friend or a family member. Makes a lovely little gift, and they're really quick and easy to make. If you want to just print off a few highlights of your trip, I really recommend making one like this. Again, it's something you can easily do, like I said, in a couple of hours. Just make it quickly, stick your photos in. There's not a lot of journaling involved with this type, but you've got your memories there all together in the one little journal. And you can pick up paper bags anywhere. Just think, if you've picked one up on one of your journeys, your trips, it would be even more special to use that as your book cover. We're going to switch it up completely now. Some of you may remember this one. I used a pizza box to make a journal. Isn't this fun? It was the pizza box from Disneyland Paris, and it had 30 on it. It was during the 30th, this particular box. It was a box that I cut out. Obviously, I brought it home with me. It was just too cute to leave behind. Cleaned it off a little bit, and I've turned it using lots of memorabilia into a journal. This was actually a sandwich box that I had. I had a Mickey Mouse shaped sandwich. Isn't that cute? They do have really, really cute snacks in Disneyland Paris. We were pre-warned before we went that don't expect much, and it totally exceeded our expectations. I've got our little room keys there, which you can see, or they might have been our park badges, park tickets. And then I've gone on to just decorate. I have used book rings inside the box. Let me just show you. I do have a video creating this. I wanted to cover those up, so I've used some cloud ribbon. And look how cute. That just works so well. So now you can just flip open. I love how this turned out. Again, a few little flips, nothing too much. I've done more journaling in this than I have the others. This was a postcard that was in the room that we stayed in, so I kept that. Obviously, being a memory keeper, you keep everything, don't you? You really do. That's another box. Aid had a sandwich as well, so I took those. I don't take the whole boxes home, by the way. I trim off what I don't need. So I try and take as little home as possible. There's that was from I think from a donut. And what we also sometimes do, if something is really sticky, we do explain that I'm a scrapbooker. Do you have another bag, paper bag or something that we could use, please? And everyone is always really excited, and they generally give you a handful. Another one here. Look how cute those photos are. Yeah, I really recommend doing that. It just brings back extra special memories. I bought a postcard in the gift shop there. Always nice to keep. And yeah, I like this little journal. It's a little bit different, and I made a little pocket on the back from the envelope that had all our bits and pieces in. And there's the map as well. So super quick and easy. Oh, and I bought this one. I think actually this one might have been a gift. No, Disneyland Paris. I bought that one as well. I like that. Cute. So yeah, think of your packaging when you're anywhere. Can you reuse it? Have a little think. Is it something that you could use in a journal? This one here is like a mini book. I was so chuffed with this. We went, we were literally less than 48 hours in Savannah. It was such a special trip that I wanted to document it in this little journal. I have used scrapbooking papers along with other bits and pieces that you will see. And I've got like a little pocket there with receipts in. I keep everything when I am making a trip journal. I also had some fun papers that had postcards on. I thought they would be really fun. You saw in the other journal I sometimes buy postcards as well. And we've got other bits of memorabilia. We loved the Mirabelle Cafe in Savannah. It had the best waffles. So I've documented, you can see their waffles in front of the cathedral. And I've used the little packaging from the coffee sleeve there. A lot more journaling goes on in this one. Does this one flip up? No, that one doesn't. Sometimes I can't remember what flips and what doesn't. But again, using fun scrapbooking papers to document our travels. This book was really nice. I haven't done fancy handwriting. I've just put it all together and then scribbled on it afterwards. All the little embellishments are actually from the same scrapbooking paper collection. Few little flips to add on extra papers, and it was a really fun way. Can you see that? I've just literally stapled that together. How quick and easy is that? A folded piece of paper with some other folded pieces of paper inside. It was just a really fun and quick and easy way to document a couple of nights away. We loved that trip, and I've got such special memories in here. I really have. It will be so nice for the kids to look back on one day. I am so glad that I made this. Another one of the Mirabelle Cafe. So I highly recommend just folding over, if you've got a few little stories to tell, folding over some scrapbooking paper, stapling a few together inside. You've already got your little journal made. This one here is the very popular little golden book journal. These are so fun to make. In case you're not familiar, let me just go and grab one that I haven't turned into a journal. Here we go. Look how tiny that is in comparison to this one. Again, I will leave a link down below. So the books start out like this. They are perfect. One of the reasons they are so good is because when you remove the pages, they come out nicely folded together, all ready for you to create your own journal using the pages inside. You widen the spine and you've got the perfect journal. These are so fun to make and very popular as trip journals. Being Little Golden Book, there literally is a cover for almost every eventuality. So I really recommend looking out for some. I haven't actually finished this one. But I like to dip in and out of my journals, the long sort of ongoing ones. I have fun with them doing that. I have to be in a certain mood, and then we have other trips come up. But I just wanted to show you how we like to keep the pages in. The pages are beautiful illustrations, and then you can add your own as well in between. This one is from scrapbooking paper. And then we've also then got more of the pages here from the actual book itself. Really fun way, and a really nice size as well actually. This is like the perfect journal size. Sometimes if you're wanting to tell a lot of stories, these smaller journals just don't give you that space. Whereas a little golden book gives you a nice amount to journal in. So I really recommend having a little look. You can pick them up really reasonably priced. Have a look on eBay, on Amazon, World of Books. Sometimes you can pick them up new. This is obviously a new one. I have, however, seen some that felt really special that I've picked up secondhand before, and it usually tells you what condition they're in as well. So do have a look before you buy them. Now this one I think may be my first ever trip journal. It's very, very old. It's really fallen to bits, and every time I look at this I think I need to do some TLC on this one. It has got grey board, might even be thicker than that actually. It feels almost like MDF, the cover, which I've then covered with cardboard, as you can see. Front and back are the same. I know I've just lost a leaf. And then everything is held together by these two book rings. So I've put a hole through everything, and then that's how it's held together. So again, very, very easy. Let me zoom in on this. This is a good one for lots and lots of bits and pieces. So I actually went back over. So if you feel that you've done loads and loads of holidays over the years but you've never documented, this one would be a good one for you. I've just got lots of pages, and I've just wanted to recap a long time ago on places I've been to. So I put down all the countries I've been to, and then a load of like things like Grand Canyon, Las Vegas, some more sort of like cities that we've been to. I've got my top 10 list there as well. So these are good ideas, little bits of ideas to help you with your journaling. I did have some photos I haven't, so I've captured some, and I had some bits and pieces here as well. These are from 1995, these ones, they feel so old. So I've made a few pockets. This was my 1996 California trip. One little tip, if you don't have photos, try and pick up postcards. When I was in Las Vegas, I forgot to take my camera out, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's the only time we saw the heat go anywhere near 100. Apart from that, we went in July, so it was scorching. So I ended up buying postcards instead. Then we went on to the Grand Canyon, so I've got my little ticket in there. But I've got New York from 1998. I've literally just got that photo with that little bit of journaling. I went on a work trip to just outside of Frankfurt. What year was that? 2005. Went to Gracelands. That was 1995. 1994. When I started Lufthansa, my Lufthansa days when I worked for an airline. I have got there. This just rounded up 3 trips to visit my dad in Indiana. There is actually a St. Louis photo there. I've got some old Lufthansa tickets. So it's just almost like a little bit of a recap. St. Lucia is in there. I have got, then I've got a random picture of Holly, Disneyland Paris. That would have been 2002. That's when Louis was a baby. Lanzarote. I didn't realise I still had those boarding passes. Wow. That was 2004. Got a Barcelona trip in 2006. I haven't actually got my Thailand trip in here either. I just realised that. Orlando. So this page is upside down. I've just realised that. So there is so much in here from quite a long time. And I have actually got spare pages. I've got quite a few trips actually in here that I haven't documented from before the kids. I've got a Turkey trip, but you don't have to have photos. You can just journal, and that's something I need to go back and do. You don't always need photos. You don't need loads of stories, but it is quite nice to have a few little memories. I think I might leave this one out and go back to. And sometimes you just want to make a mini book. This one, look how tiny. This must be one of my smallest ones. It's from 2016. We did 10 states, starting in New York, ending up in Indiana. And I have fit everything into this tiny little condensed book. So don't feel that you always have to journal loads. This one has the smallest amount of photos and journaling, and yet I've got loads and loads of memories captured in this tiny little journal. So, and I was just thinking, all I've done is just having scrapbooking paper with holes all the way through and one book ring, and it tells a whole story. I might actually hang that somewhere in the house. I really like that. But if you have a look, I've used acetate over the top, and I've used a Sharpie to journal with, and this is basically all you need. We've got a plain photo, we've got the fact that we stayed in the perfect New York location. I haven't even got a photo, I don't think, of the Statue of Liberty, but Holly loved this cap in the Statue of Liberty, and she really regretted not buying it. So I always remember that. Nothing is in order. That was our first day, that was our second day, so I haven't stressed about things. I did have a picture of a Statue of Liberty saying that. But just silly memories, like we were the first ones to go onto the red steps that day. So I've documented about that. The breakfast in Times Square was one of my favourite memories. That's all I've done of New York. Then we picked up the car to drive through to Washington DC. That's all I've got of Washington DC. That's all I've got of our 2-day road trip arriving at my dad's. So I've just captured little bits and pieces. I've got a trip into Illinois and Kentucky. I've then just got some memories with my dad having Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky, and a picture of my dad and I together. I love that photo. So that was it. And it says here, it was a very special time going to see my dad. It was a perfect trip. You don't need loads and loads sometimes. This kind of thing is just perfect. And like I said, I think I'm going to go and find a little spot to hang this downstairs, because it is just full of really happy memories. And the chances are, if you want something to flip through, you're going to sit and grab something like this rather than a huge, great big journal sometimes. So think of these as just like little memory keepers, and your journals are like for your whole story sometimes, aren't they? So I think there are different ways to journal things for different reasons. Saying that, we are going to go to the extreme now. I'm going to have to zoom out for this one. I know lots of you are familiar with this one. It's my favourite. This one is gigantic. Let me do a size comparison. There we go. Little golden book comparison. You can see this book is gigantic. I bought it because I wanted to use it for a journal. I loved it so much though that I had to buy a second. It is the most, look at those illustrations, beautiful books. This is happening to me a lot. I'm falling in love with books. Not all of it, some of it is really awful, the older ones. I'm falling in love with them, and then I feel like I can't actually cut them up. Look at that. So I'm then buying a second. But to be honest, I think these were like £2 or £3. These were both from eBay, and with free postage as well. But look at this. I've turned this into a super chunky journal. It lives on the side, so I see it every single time I walk into my craft space, and I'm still filling it and I'm still loving it. I have turned it into the most massive journal. I will leave the link down to this one below. But I am loving right now buying big vintage Disney books. And this is a sick bag, by the way, from Virgin Atlantic. And turning them into great big journals. I like keeping the original pages as well. And then adding my own bits and pieces. This is the car map from Car Hire. Maps that I pick up, that's St. Augustine. I love everything. The key cards. What I love about this size is you can add so much. You really can. And you can just really tell your stories. I love how much in detail I can go. I can create as many flips as I want. I can add whatever I want. I can journal. Oh, I just love it. I love it so much. And I like including larger photos as well. This one was a fun one that I made. Remember when I made that one? Yeah, so if you love to journal and you love to tell stories and you love being creative, give a go making a huge, great big journal. It's really, really fun. I've still got lots of space in here. I'm still telling stories, like I said, and I'm loving it. I really, really love this huge one. Obviously, space-wise, you cannot make a huge one for every single time you go away. That's why I stopped doing the 12 by 12s after all, because I just ran out of space. But make yourself a big one as well. They're really, really fun. I've got a few of these. This is my largest, but I actually absolutely love having all that space to create. Now for my last one, I want to share a completely different idea for a travel journal. It could be that for whatever reason you're not actually able to travel, or it could be that you're in the stages of traveling and you haven't actually been anywhere yet. So I think it was during lockdown actually, I created a bucket list journal. I haven't created huge amounts in there, but it is something that I enjoy. And I used a Dr. Seuss book here. And I wanted to create, actually the places you'll go, that's so perfect for a bucket list journal. I wanted to create somewhere where I could almost plan future trips. Let's zoom in on this one a little bit. Because I love planning trips, I love the research, but sometimes then it's easy to forget the things that you have researched and found. So I did create a lot in here for blank to fill out. This was a Old Key West, not Old Key West, that's a place in Disney, the Keys, Florida Keys. We didn't end up going on there, that got cancelled during COVID, and we still haven't been there yet. But I've got all the places that we wanted to stay. I planned everything, I booked everything, so that's all in there. I was watching a YouTube video and this lady stayed in 2 amazing places and I loved them so much. I went onto Google Maps, found the resorts or the places. There's a tent place in camping in by, where is it? Grand Canyon. So I've documented it here and I just printed off some photos from the places and journaled about them because they are places I would love to go to one day. And you know what it's like, you watch a video, you never remember that again, or you might like save it on your phone, but having it all together in one journal, it's very easy to pick up and go back to. There was another one that I did in here, was Gibraltar. Where's that page? Have I just gone past it? I enjoyed creating that as well. Oh, here it is. There, Gibraltar is somewhere that I keep talking about, which we would like to go to. I know exactly where I want to stay, exactly what I want to do. So I've documented it all on here. I've got some other places actually. I might come back to this one. I might do that, but it's just like doing trip research and then you put it all together. But if you can't travel, you can still dream, or it could be, like I said, that you can't for the time at the moment, but it could be in future years. So I really recommend doing a bucket list journal. They're really fun and it's good to dream as well. Right, that's it. That's 10 different journal ideas. Let me know which is your favourite. Let me know which you like to do. Have you been inspired by some of these, and you would like to try them out? I would love to hear from you. It would be so, so fun. Thank you very much. Let me know what kind of journaling you're enjoying, what kind of trip journaling. I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.